we are delighted to be able to offer you a peek into the life of Topthorn, one of the horses from the production Warhorse. We'd like to invite Adrian Kohler and Basil Jones to the stage.
Thank you very much, Kuvani. Well, what a pleasure it is to be here, I must say. Tonight, we'd like to talk about the involvement of Handspring Puppet Company with the production Warhorse, a play that was produced by the Royal National Theatre of Great Britain in London in 2007. It is still running on the West End, and this year it opened on Broadway, and so we got a Tony. A project was introduced to us by the Kennedy Center in Washington, which involved a collaboration with a puppet company from Mali in West Africa, which was a tremendously exciting project for us. We'd been admirers of this tradition there for a very long time, and the chance to do something with it and collaborate with them was just incredible. In 2004, Tall Horse opened at the Baxter, and shortly after that, the Baxter Theatre in Cape Town, shortly after that, we heard that 2 representatives from the National Theatre in London were coming to see it. We thought, they want to buy it and they want to put it on at the National. So they smiled at us and they went home again.
They did say if we need any help with the script, we could call them.
But 2 months later, we got a phone call from Tom Morris, one of the 2 gentlemen, who told me over the phone about a story about a boy and a horse and the First World War.
And by chance, this story was called not Tall Horse, but Warhorse.
It had at its center a horse which could only really be a puppet on the stage. People have tried to put live horses on the stage, but they can only be trained to do a limited amount of things, so we knew we didn't have competition from that department.
The big problem was that we had to make a life-size horse that could be ridden by a human being.
4 years later, we sit at the point where Warhorse is still running on the West End, it's still running on Broadway, and the most important thing for us is we've got a factory in Cape Town making horses and other puppets for all of the upcoming productions that are about to happen. Yeah! Hey, no, I haven't got any. No! Basil's got it. Okay, steady, boy, steady. Calm down. I'd like to take you through a little bit of the technology behind the puppet. Is it a puppet? The emotional indicators of the horse, one of the prime indicators are the ears. Horses are flight animals, and the ears are vital for understanding what's behind them and what's on the side of them. Eyesight and ears are the most important things. When the ears tilt backwards, they show that the horse is nervous or fearful or angry. When they come forward and relax and the head comes down, it means that the horse is kind of relaxing. With my company. Craig here is controlling the ears with 2 levers, 2 bicycle brake cables, which go all the way to the ear, giving you independent movement. Plus he's holding the head on the side here, giving a lot of those direct controls to the head. Tommy in the middle, in the heart position, is working the front legs and the breathing. But an important thing here about the front legs is this piece of string, which when he moves the leg and the knee comes up, it also pulls the hoof up automatically, giving that lovely horse-like action.
Mikey Brett is in control of the hind. He's got two ski poles that control the legs, the back legs, and in his hands he also has two levers which control the tail. The tail is a really important emotional indicator, just as the ears are. One of the real problems and challenges that we had with the horse was, how do we make it breathe? Breath, we consider at Handspring as being the central place for all movement, the beginning of all movement. It's the kind of micro movement that we think is so important. But how do you make a horse breathe? Because normally the horse, the rib cage would move outwards like this for breath, and we realized that the audience wouldn't see that outward movement because you're in the same plane.
So I cheated a bit. Because Tommy is connected to the spine of the horse with a backpack, just like in that early picture of the experiment, by bending his knees, he can raise and lower the spine of the horse. And so we built a breathing slot in the axle here of the front leg, and that just simply by bending his knees, he can get a different rhythm out of the breathing.
Another challenge was touch. How do we indicate that the horse can feel and that the horse can feel the touch of somebody who's interacting with it?
Yeah, the horse is made out of a kind of a mesh so that the people inside can react to the play that's going on around them. And then there are these, what we thought were kind of arty lines made out of cane. And so the skin is not really that naturalistic. But if I touch it here, sometimes the horse kind of enjoys the feeling. Oh, you didn't see. Okay, move. Okay. I'll do it again.
Paces.
Yeah. When in the training period, when the puppeteers first meet the horses, they've got to learn how horses walk, trot, and gallop. We haven't cracked the canter yet because in the canter, the horse has 3 legs off the ground, and we found that a little hard. So by analyzing the footfalls of the horse and getting them hitting the ground in exactly the same way as a real horse does, you start to hear the sound of the horse. The walk has a specific rhythm, and the trot and the gallop have their own. So maybe Topthorn.